You don't know how much of an impact you can have on someone's life when you create a story, when you make something.
We don't, because the impact of a story is different from person to person. When I was a kid, I grew up with a certain cartoon based on a Belgian comics called Tintin. You might be wondering, how can an Indonesian kid like me grow up with something like Tintin? That's because back then, there's this battery company who made this promo bundle in their batteries. Every single time you buy them, you'll get an episode of Tintin. I watched it, and I loved it to death. It's such a brilliant story with brilliant writing and characters. There's one point in my childhood where I want to grow up as Tintin. I want to be a reporter mixed with Indiana Jones, kicking butts, solving mysteries, hunting treasures. Stories like Tintin do have a significant impact in my childhood, but my childhood isn't that special. Back then, even as a child, I really don't want to be seen on TV, or at least that's not what my dream is. My dream is to play all the games, a dream that I have accomplished thanks to my hard work on YouTube. I'm sure that when you were a kid, a lot of you guys really want to be seen on TV. You want TV to reflect you. You want TV to notice you. Unfortunately, as we grow older and we realize that life sucks, seeing ourselves on TV turns out to be a pretty damn hard dream to accomplish. So now Netflix decided to introduce this hashtag campaign called First Time I Saw Me, which I really don't understand. I don't want to see myself on TV even as a kid, and especially now. There are so many better things to do than having myself be seen on TV. But why is Netflix encouraging this practice? Well, I want to know as well, so let's find out.
The representation of our stories is so important because it deals with the matters of our soul.
Our soul? No, lady, it's important to your soul. I don't need the media to represent my people. If you want to speak on my behalf, I think we should discuss our agreements first. The media is capable of making great stories without the needs of having my people in it. Since we're talking about Netflix, I don't want Daredevil to have Iko Uwais out of nowhere. It would be nice, but it's not necessary, and if you have to add him, please make him well written and good, or make him actually kick ass. By the way, what they're referring to as representation here is seeing yourself in the media, and by yourself, we mean it has to be the exact same race, the exact same gender, the same orientation, probably even the same backstory. If you say that representation is important, you're basically saying it's important for the media to notice me. No, it's not. But then again, I don't exactly understand the mindset of someone who begs to be seen by the media. Again, what's the purpose other than your own personal gratification? Why is this sounding more and more selfish the more and more I say it? Maybe it's the sort of thing that only you would understand, but the problem is, the media isn't just for you. It's for everybody, including me, and I disagree with your statement, so don't speak on my behalf.
What makes us feel like we're valid human beings, that we're worthy of existing.
Are you implying that you are not worthy of existing unless you're being shown on TV? How useless of a human being do you have to be that you need the media to validate your existence? Or most importantly, who is asking for this representation nonsense? I certainly don't, and I'm more marginalized than you can ever think of. I don't see me or my people a lot on TV. I'm cool with that. Why aren't you?
Providing spaces for Black people to shine, to be heroes, to be powerful is extremely important.
Do you guys remember the Blade trilogy? That was like when I was born in 1998. What about movies with Denzel Washington or Samuel L. Jackson? Will Smith? Anyone? Why is it important when you already have good movies with great Black people in it?
I think these great shows like Dear White People are so important because it shows Black women as a relatable...
Okay, Netflix, stop. Can I just ask, what's with official companies making videos with garbage editing?
I know that it's scary, but we have to have these hard conversations because that's the only way that people are going to learn and grow.
Netflix, this sort of deceptive editing is really not helping your point.
Which is what makes my mom watch the episodes and other Indian parents watch the episodes too. Aziz's mom she is my mom.
The unnatural choppy cuts that made even the most frequent jump cut users to go berserk at you. It seems like all you did was to let the actors speak their minds and then just chop the parts that would fit your narrative. So just keep in mind, the actors on screen, they probably don't really say what they wanted to say. Netflix just let them say whatever they had in mind, and they'll cut it off to fit whatever narrative they have. So this video is more or less directed to you, Netflix.
I think these great shows like Dear White People are so important because it shows Black women as a relatable person, which we are.
Are you implying that Black women weren't relatable in the media before Dear White People? What was that Oscar-nominated movie in 1991 about Black people in the hood, starring Cuba Gooding Jr. and Ice-T? What was that 90s sitcom about a street-smart kid who moves into his rich-ass family? And they all happen to be Black?
Having a Cuban character who's like 15, her experience and just the way she would speak, seeing that was like amazing. I was literally like, someone just followed me around and then made me into a character on the show.
You're not creeped out by that? At all? Just saying.
It's kind of put a mirror in front of society to make you kind of really rethink who you really are and who other people see you to be.
No, actually, I watched Star Wars The Force Awakens, and when that scene of the raid cast show up in that ship, it didn't make me go, oh yes, finally someone noticed me. It only made me go, huh, that's interesting. Too bad they wasted their scenes, but that's interesting.
And when we have the materials, the only thing holding someone back from greatness is opportunity.
Not always. You can create your own opportunity. You don't have to wait for someone to make it for you.
Continuing to make content that's diverse, you give people the chance to live life knowing that they see pieces of themselves in different content and different stories.
Maybe because I grew up in a different place and I don't know how America is like to these people, but I was also constantly barraged with imports from international media, and I don't exactly ask myself to be represented in there. Maybe my mindset will change the moment I stay in America. Maybe it won't. Still, I don't need to be represented. Why do these people need to? Can you guys explain it to me?
The first time I saw myself.
The first time I saw me.
The first time I saw me.
The first time I saw me was...
The first time I saw me was...
Well, since you asked, Netflix, the first time I see myself is... Yeah, that's close enough. What? You asked for it. Careful what you wish for, you just might get it. And even then, it doesn't really matter. I just watch whatever shows there are on TV, and if it's really damn good, I'll binge watch it and I'll probably watch it again in the future. Why the needs of having shows to represent you? I don't need shows to represent me. In fact, the last thing I want is a show about me, because that would make everybody puke. Just make a damn good show, for God's sake. Are you so desperate for media senpai to notice you? Seriously? Do you guys have anything that is worthy of people's attention other than constantly begging for it? That's all for the video today. If you like this, you can go ahead, click the like button, and subscribe for more. If you wish, you can support me on Patreon. And thanks for watching.